Have you ever wondered why some people seem to command respect effortlessly while others struggle to be taken seriously? What if the habits holding you back are so ingrained you don't even notice them? Today, we're exploring powerful lessons from Stoicism that reveal the hidden behaviors that silently erode respect and how to overcome them. Are you ready to uncover these life-changing insights and transform the way people see you? Let's dive in. Number 1, the ego trap. How arrogance blocks respect. Have you ever wondered why some people, despite their talents, fail to earn the respect they desire? What if the very thing they cling to, ego, is what's driving others away? Arrogance is a silent killer of respect. It may give you temporary confidence, but it distances you from meaningful connections. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, despite being one of the most powerful rulers in history, practiced humility and reminded himself, "You are just a man among men." Why did he do this? Because he understood that ego blinds us to reality. Let's think about it. When you approach situations with an air of superiority, what happens? You create invisible walls. People feel judged, undervalued, or dismissed. They start to avoid you, not because they don't recognize your abilities, but because arrogance leaves no room for mutual respect. True admiration isn't forced. It's earned through genuine character. Ego often tricks us into believing we're invincible. It makes us resist feedback, dismiss advice, and overlook opportunities to learn. Over time, this arrogance stunts personal growth. You might think, "Why should I listen? I already know enough." But here's the truth. Nobody knows everything. The Stoics embraced this fact. They valued wisdom over pride, and they saw humility as a strength, not a weakness. When we step back from ego, we begin to see the bigger picture. Think about a leader you admire. Chances are they didn't earn respect by boasting about their skills or accomplishments. Instead, they likely demonstrated quiet confidence, treated others with dignity, and stayed open to learning. These qualities are far more powerful than any display of arrogance. To avoid the ego trap, practice self-awareness. Ask yourself, am I trying to prove something, or am I trying to contribute? Shift your focus from seeking validation to creating value. When you approach life with humility, people naturally gravitate toward you. They respect your willingness to listen, learn, and connect. In the end, ego is a barrier to respect, but humility is a bridge. Choose to build connections instead of walls, and you'll find that respect follows effortlessly. Number 2, breaking the chain of complaints. Why Stoics avoid whining. Do you ever feel like complaining is your default response to life's challenges? What if I told you that this habit might be the very thing holding you back from earning respect? Complaining might feel like a release in the moment, but it rarely solves problems. In fact, it does the opposite. It creates a negative atmosphere and drains energy from you and those around you. The Stoics, known for their focus on self-discipline and resilience, believed that whining was not only unproductive, but also a sign of weakness. As Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters." When you constantly complain, you're essentially broadcasting to the world that you're powerless over your circumstances. This mindset not only erodes your self-respect, but also pushes others away. Nobody wants to be around someone who focuses only on problems without seeking solutions. Think about the impact of complaints on your relationships. When you whine, you shift the emotional burden onto others, expecting them to fix your problems or offer endless sympathy. Over time, this behavior becomes exhausting for those around you. Instead of building connections, complaints create distance. Stoicism teaches us to approach challenges differently. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, shift your attention to what you can control. For instance, if you're unhappy with your job, complaining won't change anything. but identifying specific steps to improve your situation, whether it's learning a new skill or exploring new opportunities, can lead to real progress. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to accept what he couldn't change and act on what he could. This mindset isn't about suppressing your emotions, but about channeling them productively. The next time you feel the urge to complain, pause and ask yourself, what can I do about this situation? If the answer is nothing, let it go. If there's something you can do, focus your energy there. By breaking the habit of complaining, you'll notice a shift in how people perceive you. Instead of being seen as a source of negativity, you'll become someone others admire for your resilience and problem-solving attitude. Remember, respect isn't given to those who dwell on problems. It's earned by those who rise above them. Number 3. Let go of the need for control. A Stoic approach to leadership. Why do so many leaders fail, despite their best efforts? Could it be that their obsession with control is actually their downfall? The need for control is a common trap in leadership. While it's natural to want to steer things in the right direction, trying to control everything often leads to frustration, stress, and strained relationships. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Control, when taken to an extreme, sends a dangerous message. I don't trust you. This mindset alienates your team and creates a toxic environment. People don't feel respected when their autonomy is taken away. Instead, they feel micromanaged, unmotivated, and disconnected. Leadership isn't about holding the reins tightly. It's about empowering others to step up. When you let go of the need to control every detail, you create space for trust and collaboration to flourish. This doesn't mean being passive. It means focusing on what truly matters. As the Stoics teach, distinguish between what you can control and what you cannot. Direct your energy to areas where your influence makes a difference. For example, imagine leading a team on a challenging project. Instead of obsessing over every small detail, focus on setting clear goals and providing support. Trust your team to handle the execution. When they feel trusted, they'll respect you more and perform better. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up responsibility. It means leading with clarity, composure, and trust. When you stop trying to control everything, you'll find that people not only respect you more, but also look to you for guidance in times of uncertainty. A true leader inspires confidence, not through force but through trust and wisdom. Number 4. Cutting out empty words. Stoic wisdom on speaking with purpose. Have you ever caught yourself talking just for the sake of it, only to realize later that your words carried little meaning? What if every word you spoke could build respect or diminish it? The Stoics believed that speech is one of the most powerful tools we have. However, they also warned against using it carelessly. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Let no act be done without purpose, nor otherwise than according to the perfect principles of art." This philosophy applies not only to our actions, but also to our words. Speaking without purpose, filling the air with empty words, doesn't just waste time. It erodes trust and respect. Think about it. When someone constantly talks without adding value, do you feel inspired or annoyed? On the other hand, when someone speaks concisely and with intention, their words carry weight. People listen because they know that what's being said matters. There are 3 common pitfalls of empty speech. Talking to impress. Sometimes we speak just to appear knowledgeable or important, but the more we try to impress, the less authentic we seem. Gossiping. Idle talk about others may feel entertaining, but it rarely serves a meaningful purpose. Worse, it damages your credibility and trustworthiness. Filling silence. Silence makes many people uncomfortable, so they fill it with meaningless chatter. But in Stoicism, silence is seen as an opportunity to reflect and think deeply. The Stoics valued words that were thoughtful, truthful, and necessary. Before speaking, they encouraged asking yourself 3 simple questions. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? Let's say you're in a heated discussion. Instead of speaking impulsively, pause and reflect. What's the goal of your words? If they're meant to harm or inflate your ego, hold back. If they're meant to clarify or build understanding, proceed with care. Speaking with purpose doesn't mean being silent all the time. It means choosing your words wisely. When you speak less but with greater intention, people will pay more attention. They'll see you as someone who values meaning over noise. By cutting out empty words, you not only sharpen your communication skills, but also build a reputation for integrity and wisdom. Respect isn't demanded. It's inspired by the way you carry yourself, even in conversations. Number 5. Overcoming emotional reactivity. Building respect through composure. Have you ever lost your temper in a moment of frustration, only to regret it later? How do our emotional reactions shape how others perceive us? The Stoics believed that maintaining composure in the face of challenges is a cornerstone of wisdom and respect. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When emotions run wild, they cloud judgment and lead to actions we later wish we could undo. Reacting emotionally not only undermines your credibility, but also damages relationships and trust. Emotional reactivity is natural, but it's rarely productive. Consider a workplace scenario. A colleague makes a mistake that impacts your project. If you lash out in anger, what message are you sending? Likely that you're impulsive and unable to handle pressure. But if you respond calmly, offering constructive feedback, you'll gain respect as someone who can lead with grace and wisdom. So why do we react emotionally? Often it's because we feel threatened, disrespected, or out of control. The Stoics taught that the key to overcoming this lies in shifting your focus. Instead of reacting to external events, turn inward. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, act with clarity and purpose. Composure isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about mastering them. The Stoics encouraged using reason to guide your actions, not impulses. This doesn't mean you shouldn't feel anger, frustration, or sadness. It means you should pause, acknowledge those feelings, and then decide how to respond in a way that aligns with your values. Here's a simple practice to build composure. When faced with a triggering situation, take a deep breath and count to 5. This brief pause creates space between the stimulus and your reaction. In that space, you can choose your response. Over time, people will begin to see you as someone who can remain steady even in the most chaotic moments. They'll trust your judgment and admire your ability to stay level-headed under pressure. Emotional reactivity may feel powerful in the moment, but true strength lies in self-control. By mastering your emotions, you not only improve your relationships, but also command respect effortlessly. As the Stoics believed, composure isn't just a virtue, it's a path to lasting influence. Number 6. The power of letting go. Why clinging leads to disrespect. Have you ever clung so tightly to something, an idea, a relationship, or an outcome, that it slipped away anyway? What if learning to let go is the secret to earning respect? Clinging to things, whether it's control, validation, or possessions, can lead to frustration and even loss of respect. The Stoics believed that attachment to external things only traps us in cycles of worry and fear. Epictetus famously said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." This doesn't mean we should stop caring. It means we should stop gripping so tightly that we become enslaved by our desires. When you cling to something, you send a subtle signal of desperation. Whether it's a boss trying to hold on to power, a friend obsessed with being liked, or someone unwilling to accept change, the effect is the same. People lose trust. Respect grows when you show strength through adaptability and calm detachment. Take relationships as an example. Constantly seeking reassurance from a partner or trying to control their every move doesn't build love, it breeds resentment. Similarly, in the workplace, micromanaging a project shows a lack of trust in others' abilities. These behaviors stem from fear, but they often drive away the very things we're trying to keep. The Stoics teach us to focus on what's in our control and release what isn't. For instance, you can work hard toward a goal, but you can't control the outcome. What happens if you fail? Do you panic and obsess, or do you let go and try again? By releasing attachment to the result, you remain calm and composed, which earns admiration. Letting go is also a sign of emotional maturity. When you're not fixated on proving yourself, controlling others, or chasing external rewards, you show confidence in your own worth. This mindset is magnetic. People are drawn to those who carry themselves with poise and self-assurance, not those who cling out of insecurity. To practice letting go, start small. The next time you feel yourself obsessing over something, pause and ask, "What's within my power here?" Focus on that and release the rest. This shift in mindset doesn't just free you, it frees others to respect and trust you more deeply. Number 7, the hidden cost of excuses. Why Stoics take responsibility. How often do you find yourself blaming circumstances, people, or bad luck for your struggles? What if excuses are the one thing standing between you and the respect you desire? Excuses might feel like a shield in the moment, but in reality, they weaken you. The Stoics believed that true strength comes from taking full responsibility for your actions, choices, and mindset. Epictetus said, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them." This means that no matter what happens, your response is always within your control. When you make excuses, you avoid accountability. It's easy to point fingers, but doing so creates a pattern of weakness. People respect those who own their mistakes, not those who deflect blame. Imagine working on a team where someone always blames others when things go wrong. Would you trust or admire that person? Likely not. Taking responsibility doesn't mean being hard on yourself. It means being honest with yourself. If you failed because you didn't prepare enough, acknowledge it and commit to improving. Owning your flaws shows courage and integrity, traits that naturally inspire respect. The Stoics also remind us to focus on solutions instead of dwelling on problems. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, stop making excuses for why something can't be done and focus on how you can move forward. Consider this. Every excuse you make is time and energy wasted on avoiding the truth. By taking ownership, you reclaim that energy and channel it into growth. Over time, people will notice your resilience and reliability. They'll see you as someone who faces challenges head-on rather than running from them. To break the habit of making excuses, start by catching yourself in the act. When something goes wrong, resist the urge to justify it. Instead, reflect on what you could have done differently and take action to fix it. This small shift in mindset will transform not only how you see yourself, but also how others see you. Number 8, overcoming envy, the Stoic path to inner peace. Have you ever looked at someone else's success and felt a pang of jealousy? What if envy isn't just harming your peace of mind? It's also keeping you from earning respect. Envy is a destructive emotion. It not only poisons your relationships, but also reveals insecurity and a lack of self-control. The Stoics saw envy as a waste of energy, a distraction from the work of improving oneself. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." When you're envious, you focus on what others have rather than appreciating your own journey. This mindset can make you bitter and resentful, which pushes people away. Respect comes from celebrating others' successes and striving to better yourself, not from tearing others down or obsessing over what you lack. Imagine a colleague gets promoted, and instead of congratulating them, you sulk and complain. What message does that send? It shows insecurity and a fixed mindset. On the other hand, showing genuine happiness for others' achievements demonstrates confidence and emotional maturity. The Stoics teach us to shift our perspective. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Are you growing, learning, and improving? That's what truly matters. Envy distracts you from your own progress and keeps you trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. To overcome envy, practice gratitude. Make a habit of acknowledging the things you already have: skills, relationships, and opportunities. When you focus on abundance instead of lack, envy loses its power. Remember, people respect those who lift others up, not those who try to pull them down. By letting go of envy and embracing gratitude, you'll not only find inner peace, but also inspire respect and admiration. Number 9, the illusion of perfection. Why Stoics embrace imperfection? Why do we spend so much energy trying to appear flawless? What if the pursuit of perfection is actually costing you respect? Perfection is a myth. The Stoics understood that human beings are inherently flawed, and that's okay. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Waste no time on what others think of you. Be content with your own imperfections." When you try to appear perfect, you set an impossible standard that disconnects you from others. Think about it. Are you more drawn to someone who seems perfect or someone who is real? Perfection feels unattainable, but vulnerability and authenticity create connection. When you hide your flaws, you miss opportunities to build trust and understanding. Striving for excellence is important, but perfectionism often leads to procrastination and fear of failure. You hesitate to take action because you're afraid of making mistakes. The Stoics saw mistakes as opportunities for growth. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." When you embrace imperfection, you show courage. You're willing to take risks, admit mistakes, and learn from them. This mindset not only accelerates your growth, but also earns you respect. People admire those who can admit when they're wrong and use their failures as stepping stones to success. To let go of perfectionism, remind yourself that nobody is perfect, not even those you admire. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins and see setbacks as valuable lessons. In the end, respect isn't about being flawless, it's about being genuine. By embracing your imperfections, you show others that it's okay to be human and that authenticity is far more powerful than perfection.